Ho, ho! Title Max gives you more cash at lower rates with fast approval. So why wait? Act now. Turn your car title into holiday cash at Title Max, and you too will say, I got my title back with Title Max.
Homewood for the holidays. Everything life has to offer. Homewood for the holidays.
Sherry Jackson, WIAT 42 News. Coverage you can count on. Live from WIAT 42 News with coverage you can count on. Here's what's happening right now.
Could the football program at UAB shut down after catching wind that it may students and alumni protest?
And Ferguson police have cut ties with Officer Darren Wilson after a grand jury decided not to indict him. What Wilson says in his resignation letter.
And a 13-year-old is reunited with his mother after a father refuses to return his son. Find out where he hid his son for 4 years.
Wake up, Alabama. It is Monday. Good morning. I'm Stephen Houck.
And I'm Natalie Tejeda in for Jeannie Redmond. Thank you so much for joining us this Monday morning.
Our good friend Mark Prater joins us now to look at the forecast. A very mild start to December.
It is. It's feeling a lot more like, what we had in September versus the beginning of December. We've been very cold so far this year, and it's not looking like we're going to cool down anytime soon, so get ready for another shot of spring-like weather. There is some patchy, dense fog out there. Today, partly to mostly cloudy, and this is what we're tracking throughout the day. Temperatures continue mild, and as we take a live view over downtown Birmingham this morning, well, there is a good bit of clear skies down close to the surface, but up high, several thousand feet off of the ground, we do have some cloud cover and even some patchy fog. 58 degrees right now, dew point at 56. Both of those are about to match, and we will likely see more fog developing throughout the day. But some sun will break through. I'll have more in your forecast, though, including a look at what's ahead for the next 7 days as you see our day unfold coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Mark. This morning we are following a developing story regarding the UAB football program.
That's right. Several national media outlets are reporting that athletic director Brian Mackin is out and that the football at the school will be suspended as early as this week. Now, the news came as a shock as to both players and fans who organized a last-second rally last night. WIAT 42 News reporter Michael Oder was there.
In about 4 hours, hundreds of University of Alabama Birmingham students rallied on the campus green. Soon the crowd swelled to more than 1,000 students, fans, and alumni.
We've been there in drenching rain and cold and snow and watch them win and watch them lose, and we've just, grown attached to this team. It's not like just some team, it's our team.
Putting that UAB jersey on every week is awesome, but it's not about the UA, it's about the B on there.
Blazer football players at the rally held signs showing their support and joining in with those around them to voice their concerns about the future of their program.
Go Blazers! With them breaking our program up, they're breaking our family up. They're taking my brothers from keeping them from playing with each other. Man, these guys have been here 3 to 4 years with each other, grinding every night. Let's go Blazers!
Players we spoke with said it wasn't just fan support that keeps them working hard. They say their head coach, Bill Clark, led the charge.
For weeks, people have been telling us they're going to shut our program down, but we still practice harder than we ever have. We're playing the best football we have all year. Just for him and the coaching staff to lead us like they do, it means a lot.
It's just not fair to the players to tell them you're going to come to UAB and you're going to be a part of this program and it's going to stick with you forever, and then just pull the rug out from under their feet.
Michael Oder, WIAT 42 News. Coverage you can count on.
A march is planned for later on this morning on President Ray Watt's office, with a second rally planned for tomorrow. Be sure to stay with WIAT 42 News as we continue to follow this developing story.
State troopers, Leeds police officers, and Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies are still on the hunt this morning for a wanted man. Sunday afternoon, state troopers tried pulling over a man with felony warrants. That's when the man jumped out of his car and took off into the woods near the Southern Trace subdivision, which is not far from Bass Pro Shops and the Barber Motorsports Park. Police have not released a description of the suspect.
A Birmingham man is now facing murder charges after a fatal domestic violence incident. 29-year-old Brandon Cole is charged with murder and is being held in the Jefferson County Jail on a $75,000 bond. Police were called out to a house on the 2300 block of South Park Terrace just after 4 a.m. Saturday morning. Investigators say Cole told them he'd gotten into an argument with his girlfriend at another home on 11th Street Southwest. When officers went to that house, they found 29-year-old Crystal Rodriguez stabbed to death. Police are asking anyone with additional information on this case to call Crime Stoppers at 254-7777.
A Bessemer woman who disappeared on Thanksgiving Day has now been found. Bessemer police found 43-year-old Carol McIntyre at a local hospital. She had been last seen around 10 p.m. Thursday in the Sadlertown Road area of Bessemer, but officers traced her last phone call to the Jonesboro Eastern Valley area. Police say she is now back safe with her family. No word yet on why she went missing.
It was definitely a nail-biter for both Alabama and Auburn fans Saturday, but the Tide ended up the victors at this year's Iron Bowl. The Tide beat the Tigers 55-44 in the highest-scoring Iron Bowl ever. Alabama's win means this year the mayor of Auburn will have to pay up. Bill Ham Jr. and Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox each bet $100 on the game, with the money either going to an Auburn or Tuscaloosa charity that was selected by the mayors. Well, this year the money will go to the Tuscaloosa Pre-K initiative.
Always good to know that goes to a good cause, for sure.
Absolutely.
Your time right now, 4:35.
Ebola cases, they've died down, but find out now how one Alabama man is still trying to catch up with hazmat suit orders. And after protesters on the streets turned violent, the officer who shot an unarmed teenager is stepping down.
Plus, the piping hot lava continues to flow. Just how far the molten rock has gone months after the original eruption.
And is it fall? The temperatures are going to get warmer this week. Storm Track meteorologist Mark Prater has your forecast. You're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
Hey, pal. Remember how happy you were getting us as a holiday gift? All our wild adventures, going from one end of the living room all the way to the other? We'll feel that happy again with a new Honda Civic during Happy Honda Days. It comes with Pandora compatibility, a rear view camera, and this mysterious cave. Wow. Get something you'll love at the Happy Honda Days sales event, where all 2015 models come standard with a rear view camera.
Time is running out. The amazing Rooms to Go holiday sale ends Monday at 9 p.m. Save on the furniture you want and finance interest-free until January 2020. 2020, over 5 years from now. Get incredible prices on the sophisticated new Sofia Vergara collection, the latest from Cindy Crawford Home and iSofa. It's so easy and affordable. How can you resist? So hurry to the Rooms to Go holiday sale before it ends at 9 p.m. Monday.
My name is Brandy Williams. I was sitting at a stoplight and was rear-ended. I had serious knee and back injuries, and I called Alexander Shannara right away.
Hurt in a car wreck? Call me.
I'm so glad I called him. He got started on my case the same day and got me $150,000.
I'm attorney Alexander Shannara. I can't guarantee the same results on your case. But if you get hurt in a car wreck, I'll work just as hard to get you all the money you deserve.
If I ever get hurt in a car wreck again, I'm absolutely calling Alexander Shannara.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
WIAT 42 News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to Wake Up at 4:38. Hawaii officials have a close watch on the lava flow in Pahoa, Hawaii. It continues to move forward and take more ground as it spreads at 275 yards a day. The lava has been flowing now since June 27th. Man, the goodness, it's crazy just looking at the fact that wood ignites because of liquid rock.
It is absolutely amazing, and the good news is it's not a huge area not hugely densely populated area. That's the good news.
Village area for sure. No molten lava around here, but still warm for December.
Oh, it's warm everywhere around here.
Yes.
And we're on track to have some temperatures over the next few days that would be more reflective of what we would have maybe say March, but it is not feeling like the 1st of December across Alabama right now. Let's start off with a view though of Tuscaloosa. It's a little quieter today compared to Saturday night as things were very active across the region. 51 degrees right now with a dew point of 48, relative humidity at 89%. There is patchy fog this morning, but a lot of it is across our southern tier of counties, especially down towards Chilton County, back over into Bibb County this morning. Cloud cover will be persistent today. An isolated sprinkle, not out of the question for our northern counties, but overall, most of us will stay rain-free, and temperatures will eventually warm up to 71 with a little sunshine breaking through from time to time. More on your forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes.
The Ebola scare is subsiding here in the United States, but an Alabama manufacturer is still trying to catch up with a high demand of orders for gear to protect against the disease. Dennis Sanders of Kapler Incorporated says the Gunnersville company has about 75,000 protective suits on back order. He says workers will stay busy filling orders through April. Kapler typically only gets a few orders annually for the type of suit needed by health workers who are in contact with Ebola patients. For more on our Ebola coverage, just head over to our website at WIAT.com.
Your time right now, 4:40. The search for a missing Ohio State University football player is now over.
Find out where police found Costas Karageorge. And a bizarre story out of Georgia. Hear how a father hid his son from his mother for years.
And now that Thanksgiving is over, it's time for the next holiday. When you go to buy your Christmas tree, though, it may be a little more expensive this year. You're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
Decades of giving children a chance.
Hey, Rick here for the Rick and Bubba Show. Hearing plays such a vital role in everyday life. So, when I noticed my dad was starting to have significant hearing problems, I knew who to call, and that's the folks at Belton.
You kind of hate to give in and say, I'll be honest with you, I can't hear what y'all saying, These that I have now, they're comfortable. You have no problem with them.
If it's for you, or someone you love, call this number for a free hearing exam. 844-333-HEAR. Belton, helping the world hear better.
PDQ alert.
Is that like PDA?
No, pretty darn quick. Looks like someone went to Quick Pond.
Cash is so sexy on a man.
Yes, it is. I wonder if he would hold me like that.
Get a cash advance title or pawn loan pretty darn quick at Quick Pawn. With over 15 locations in Alabama, Quick Pawn gets cash to you. PDQ.
Homewood for the holidays. Everything life has to offer. Homewood for the holidays.
At Cigna HealthSpring, we believe you should get more out of Medicare, and we work hard to make that happen. The annual enrollment period is here, and we're ready to help. Cigna HealthSpring customers have saved thousands this year. Call us to find out what we can do for you at 1-866-611-2697. You'll learn about our $0 monthly plan premiums, $0 primary doctor visits, Part D prescription coverage, and dental coverage. Besides great coverage, we focus on prevention and work with your doctors to deliver a more personalized team approach to care, which can make a difference in your health and budget. Call now for a free Medicare Advantage guide that explains your options. Don't wait for the December 7th deadline. Get more from Medicare and more from life. Call Cigna HealthSpring today. 1-866-611-2697.
CBS Tonight. When the worst happens,
the bomber's got a secret he doesn't want coming out, and he's willing to blow up the city to erase it.
These geniuses
I got the file.
are at their best.
Guys, big problem.
Whoa.
Chasing bad guys isn't our thing. Well, it is now.
Get hooked on one of the top 10 shows to watch this fall.
How would a normal person react?
Say thanks.
Maybe next time.
A special Scorpion, CBS Tonight, 10/9 Central.
Trent Butler, WIAT 42 News. Coverage you can count on.
A week after a grand jury chose not to indict police officer Darren Wilson in the death of Michael Brown, Wilson has turned in his badge. Wilson will not receive a severance package. The former officer tells the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that he resigned after he learned of the police department receiving threats of violence if he stayed on. Wilson's letter of resignation says in part, quote, "It is my hope that my resignation will allow the community to heal." Ferguson Mayor James Knowles says the city is now taking steps to bring the community together. Those steps include a civilian review board looking at complaints against police. Knowles also announced a scholarship program to recruit African-American candidates to the police force. The Buckeye Nation is in mourning after learning Ohio State senior defensive tackle Kostas Karageorge has been found dead. Police say they found the body of 22-year-old Kostas Karageorge in a dumpster near OSU. Investigators say Karageorge shot himself. The senior was last seen early Wednesday as he left his apartment. A manhunt began after he missed 2 practices. According to police, he sent a message to his mother before disappearing saying he's sorry for embarrassing the family and he blamed concussions.
A strange story out of Georgia this morning. A father was in court to face charges after his son was found behind a fake wall in his home. His son was reported missing 4 years ago. Gregory Jean was denied bond after being charged with false imprisonment and cruelty to children. The boy's stepmother and 3 other juveniles were also charged. Investigators say the boy went missing after a visit to his father's home back in 2010. The 13-year-old was reunited with his mother this weekend. Police say he managed to get a hold of a cell phone and called his mother. She then called police and led them to her son, who they found behind that fake wall.
On one of the busiest travel days of the year, yesterday, someone called in a fake bomb threat to New York's JFK airport. The caller said a plane coming in from Spain had something suspicious on it. Turns out that caller was wrong. Passengers were evacuated after canines searched the plane and it was given an all clear. And look at these lines. This is what it looked like Sunday at Chicago's Midway International Airport. Across the country, more than 2.5 million people were expected to take to the skies, but some ended up getting stuck. More than 1,800 flights were delayed and more than 150 were canceled altogether.
Well, besides shopping and watching football, did you spend Thanksgiving weekend putting up your Christmas decorations or searching for the perfect tree? Be prepared to pay more this year if you haven't already. Christmas tree growers are raising their prices. That's because demand is down. It seems more and more people are choosing artificial trees over the real deal. I don't know. Are you a real tree person or an artificial tree? Some people are just one or the other.
I've already put up my tree, and I have to say it is an artificial tree at about 3 feet tall and sitting on a table.
That's adorable. Some people just have to have real. I'm one of them. Nothing against friends of mine who have the fake ones, but Mark, how about you?
I'm all fake.
Okay. Just as a facade we're seeing right now.
I'm going to broad brush everything in my life. I'm fake. No, used to have real trees, but I don't know. I think that transition.
It's easier, definitely.
Yeah, it is easier, and you don't have to keep buying each year. So, hey, and both are great. So hopefully, if you haven't put your tree up just yet, and you're out there wanting to find a Christmas tree, it's not going to necessarily feel like Christmas is close by with the temperatures the way they are. Our live shot this morning in Anniston, now it is 52 degrees with a dew point of 49. Winds are calm, relative humidity at 89%. And over in West Alabama, looking at our live camera in Fayette, temperatures are in the mid-50s as well. Dew point at 52, a little bit of a light fog starting to develop across West Alabama. And there is some dense fog out there. It's patchy, but not necessarily a problem for all spots this morning. Throughout the day today, a lot like yesterday and this weekend, the cloud cover was tough. We just could not shake it as much as we'd anticipated. There was some sunshine that got through, but throughout the day today, temperatures will have a chance to warm into the lower 70s just about area-wide, and that is, again, way above normal for this time of year here in central Alabama for the 1st of December. Our temperatures across the region this morning range from 58 now in Birmingham to 47 now for Alex City as well as Gadsden. And looking at the radar this morning, there's just not a whole lot to talk about across Alabama. There might be an isolated sprinkle that moves into our north and west counties a little bit later into the day, but overall our rain chances are small. Out to the west, this is what we've got. A frontal boundary which is very slowly going to move towards the east. This is today at 4 o'clock. Again, there are those couple of isolated sprinkles from time to time, but that area of low pressure that's attached to the low front, or at least the stationary front, that will continue to slide towards the east, and eventually this starts to wash out. Rain chances will stay very light, very scattered across the region, so don't look for a whole lot in the way of rain. This is not one of those scenarios that we would get a whole lot in the way of decent rainfall. As we look at the extended forecast, a little better chance of some showers as we get later into the week with our temperatures back into the 60s for highs, or at least upper 60s, and then cooling down just a bit as we get into the weekend.
All right, thank you, Mark. Time now, 4:50. We're looking back and looking ahead.
Saturday night, Alabama pulled off a 55-44 win over Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Melissa Kim will give us more reaction from the players. Plus, with the Tide's win, Bama's victory gear is too hot to stay on the shelves.
And time has run out for Auburn's defensive coordinator. Gus Malzahn says goodbye to Ellis Johnson. You're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
WIAT 42 News. Coverage you can count on means
covering breaking news on air, online, and on your mobile. Bringing you important news from where you live. Not just telling you the news, but investigating how and why the news affects your family.
Giving you news that's straightforward and to the point. Asking the tough questions to get you answers.
it's coverage you can count on. WIAT 42 News.
Need cash for the holidays? Can't wait on Santa? Then come to TitleMax now. We're spreading holiday cheer with cold hard cash. With TitleMax, get $1,000, $5,000, even $10,000. All it takes is a car title and a driver's license. Ho, ho, ho. TitleMax gives you more cash at lower rates with fast approval. So why wait? Act now. Turn your car title into holiday cash at TitleMax and you too will say, I got my title back with TitleMax.
Time is running out. The amazing Rooms to Go holiday sale ends Monday at 9 p.m. Save on the furniture you want and finance interest-free until January 2020. 2020, over 5 years from now. Get incredible prices on the sophisticated new Sofia Vergara collection. The latest from Cindy Crawford Home and iSofa. It's so easy and affordable. How can you resist? So hurry to the Rooms to Go holiday sale before it ends at 9 p.m. Monday.
Independent pharmacies all across America and right here in Central Alabama have joined together to become Health Mart pharmacies. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and therefore have a personal commitment to their communities. There's nothing more important than your family's health. Health Mart pharmacists take the time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer your questions. With over 100 Health Mart pharmacies in Central Alabama, you can be sure there's one in your community. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
The WIAT Storm Trackers, weather coverage you can count on.
Time now is 4:52. Former Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice is free to play again in the NFL. The Players Union announced Rice has won his appeal of his indefinite suspension by the National Football League. Rice was cut by the Ravens in September, so he's currently a free agent. The team terminated the former Ravens star's contract in the wake of the video showing him knocking out his now wife, Janae Rice, in an Atlantic City casino elevator in February.
Another one for the record books in the Iron Bowl rivalry. Alabama and Auburn scoring a combined total of 99 points. That's the most that's ever been scored in an Iron Bowl. And the Tide guys say that it couldn't be more satisfying, especially after last year.
I can't lie. I mean, everybody thought about last year. That wasn't you supposed to say that, but I mean, it was personal. It was the Iron Bowl and how we lost.
Some things didn't happen great for us last year, and we just want to come back and do it right for the seniors that left last year.
Alabama overcame adversity not just on the scoreboard, but mentally and emotionally as well.
They were driving a little bit, and we were starting to stop them a little bit, but then, doing that, it changed momentum in the offense when I handled what they had to handle, and it was big because that really kind of sealed the game.
Defense as a whole, we changed the momentum of the game. In the second half, we came down and buckled down, and we just made some plays, man, and we're able to close them out.
Overcoming adversity bodes especially true for quarterback Blake Sims, who told us that even after he had thrown 3 interceptions, he still believed in himself that he could lead this team. In Tuscaloosa, Melissa Kim, WIAT 42 Sports, coverage you can count on.
It didn't take long for Alabama fans to get their Iron Bowl victory gear. Shirts with the winning score were printed as soon as the game was over. Now, fans packed into the Bama Fever Tiger Pride store Sunday. This store in Patton Creek had a steady flow all day. Store manager said they waited into the final seconds to start making shirts.
We have a lot of hard workers, across the state and in our Montgomery office, up all night printing shirts. They can't start obviously to the end of the game because it's got the scores on it, and Iron Bowls, you never really know until the end.
She kept saying, "Don't say anything, don't say anything." When they started getting high, "You're going to jinx it, you're going to jinx it, you're going to jinx it." I'm like, okay. I just calm down. My poor dog was going insane, hiding behind the sofa, thinking the world was going to come to an end. But it's just.
But at the end,
they did it.
Store manager says they're working hard to keep the shelves stocked.
They call it the coaching carousel for a reason. It's always in rotation, and yesterday it started with Auburn defensive coordinator Ellis Johnson. Auburn head coach Gus Malzahn announced Sunday after 2 years his defensive coordinator has been dismissed. This comes a day after the Tigers gave up 55 points to Alabama in the Iron Bowl. In a statement released by Auburn Athletics, Gus Malzahn said, quote, "At this time, I felt it was best for our program to make a change with our defensive coordinator. Ellis is a true professional, and I would like to thank him for his contributions at Auburn."
A new chapter for the Troy football program has unofficially started. Former Kentucky offensive coordinator Neil Brown will be introduced as the head coach of the Trojans today. He received a warm welcome yesterday at the Troy airport.
Well, this morning we are looking at a dry start, but it is foggy, a bit damp outside. Temperatures into the low 70s for our afternoon high. I've got much more on your forecast on what you can expect coming up.
Thank you, Mark. Time now, 4:56.
Black Friday surprised us all because it was so slow, but will early sales impact Cyber Monday? We'll take a look at the shift in holiday sales and where the best deals can be found.
And Christmas tree lighting is a signal for many people to the beginning of the holiday season. We'll tell you when and where you and your family can check some of them out. You're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
Every child deserves a good education. That's why America's First Financial is proud to be a sponsor of WIAT 42's One Class at a Time grant program. Each week, we travel to schools across our area and present local teachers with $1,000 grants. Money for classroom supplies and equipment to enhance learning and encourage growth. So the students of today can become the leaders of tomorrow. WIAT 42 and America's First Financial, making a difference one class at a time.
Time is running out. The amazing Rooms to Go holiday sale ends Monday at 9 p.m. Save on the furniture you want and finance interest-free until January 2020. 2020, over 5 years from now. Get incredible prices on the sophisticated new Sofia Vergara collection. The latest from Cindy Crawford Home and iSofa. It's so easy and affordable. How can you resist? So hurry to the Rooms to Go holiday sale before it ends at 9 p.m. Monday.
Chevrolet is the most awarded car company of the year. So it's no surprise that Chevy Silverado is the most awarded pickup of 2014 and is from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. Now it's time to reward yourself. Trade up to get a total value of $9,000 on this 2014 Silverado Double Cab All-Star Edition.
See your Heart of Alabama Chevy dealers.
Okay, it'll be just a second.
Wait.
With a new checking account, it takes like 5 to 7 business days to get a debit card. It's 2014. Nobody waits 5 to 7 days for anything. I mean, I got things to do. Am I supposed to go home and sit in a dark room for 5 to 7 business days? This is...
Here you go.
Unbelievable.
Sherry Jackson, WIAT 42 News. Coverage you can count on. Live from WIAT 42 News with coverage you can count on. Here's what's happening right now.
A traffic stop turns into a foot chase in Jefferson County. This morning, police are still on the search for the suspect in Leeds.
And a reminder for anyone on the road, be careful. A pedestrian hit by 3 vehicles over the weekend has died.
And we continue to follow developing news. National reports have prompted protests at UAB that the Blazers football program will, in fact, be retired.
First, a look at our forecast, and it's a Monday. You can start off without any heavy coat, maybe not even need a real jacket if you have light sleeves.
Well, a lot of kids are getting ready to go to school, and we've got to get back on track to a little cooler weather, but it's just not going to happen right now. We're feeling more like spring. Check out what I'm tracking for you today, and you'll see that there is some fog on the board. Patchy, dense fog. Not everybody is getting that, but there will be a light fog in many areas, partly to mostly cloudy throughout the day today. And temperatures will continue mild. Had a pretty decent weekend. Yesterday was nice, but it certainly does not feel like the end of November, 1st of December. 55 degrees right now from atop Red Mountain. Dew point into the mid-50s as well, so we'll likely see some of that fog developing around the city. As we look at the forecast for the bus stop today, after a great week off, or at least several days off, it's time to get back to school. 61 this morning, mostly cloudy, actually. Says mostly sunny. I'm wishful thinking, but then partly cloudy to mostly cloudy this afternoon with temperatures into the lower 70s. I will have much more on your forecast, including a look at what's ahead for the next 7 days coming up in just a couple of minutes. But now let's check out the traffic conditions with Jamie Langley.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. It's back to the grindstone again today. Hope you had a great holiday weekend, but looking like a great start. A lot of green, a lot of yellow on our map, and that means no accidents, no major delays that we're watching right now, so that's good news. The hours are still early, though, and we've got a long way to go until rush hour, and we're going to keep you posted every 10 minutes, so make sure you stay right here with us. But I think a lot of you may have overdosed on some turkey if you're like me, but play it safe today, folks. We'll be back in 10 to tell you more.
Thank you, Jamie. This morning, we are continuing to follow growing speculation that UAB will be the first Division I school to end its football program in nearly 20 years.
National media reports surfaced over the weekend speculating that athletic director Brian Mackin will also lose his job. The news has prompted protests on campus. Our parish alderman has reaction this morning and what's next in the effort to save UAB football.
Stephen and Natalie, when reports of a shutdown first started coming out, people got on social media immediately speaking out about this and started talking about a possible protest. Well, in just a few hours, over 1,000 people met here on the campus green to support UAB's football team. We saw students, alumni, team players, the band, all here wanting to chant and talk together. People got on the microphone to speak out about the reports of a shutdown. They made signs and they waved him, all supporting the football team. And the news is actually an especially big blow to the team's players. They're bowl eligible this year for the first time in 10 years.
Oh, it'd be terrible. These seniors, especially for these seniors, I mean, they have been through 3 coaching changes. I mean, they've been through everything. And, you know, we told them before that game on Southern Miss that that wasn't their last game. We were going to have a bowl game. And so just if they take that away from them, then that's bad.
It's really frustrating. All the hard work we put in, all the bleachers we ran, all the sweat we caused, it's going to go down the drain because of somebody's decision. That, you know, I'm not happy with that. I don't feel like that's right.
As the first outlet to report about the shutdown, and they quoted Coach Bill Clark in the article. Coach Clark later posted from his personal Twitter account, quote, "Contrary to news, we haven't heard any decision about our program. We are still fighting." And fans have already planned a second round of protest. In just a few hours, another crowd is expected to meet back here on the campus green, and we've been told that they plan to march to the administration building. We're live in Birmingham. Parrish Alleman, WIT 42 News, coverage you can count on.
Thank you, Parrish. State troopers, Leeds police, and Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies are still on the hunt this morning for a wanted man. Sunday afternoon, state troopers tried pulling over a man with felony warrants. That's when he jumped out of his car and took off into the woods near the Southern Trace subdivision, which is near the Bass Pro Shops and the Barber Motorsports Park. Police have not released the description of that suspect.
A Birmingham man is now facing murder charges after a fatal domestic violence incident. 29-year-old Brandon Cole is charged with murder and being held in the Jefferson County Jail on a $75,000 bond. Police were called out to a house on the 2300 block of South Park Terrace just after 4 a.m. Saturday morning. Investigators say Cole told them he'd gotten into an argument with his girlfriend at another home on the 11th Street Southwest area. When officers went to that house, they found 29-year-old Crystal Rodriguez stabbed to death. Police are asking anyone with additional information on this case to call Crime Stoppers at 254-7777.
A Bessemer woman who disappeared on Thanksgiving Day has now been found. It's great news. Bessemer police found 43-year-old Carol McIntyre at a local hospital. She had been seen last around 10 p.m. Thursday in the Sadlertown Road area of Bessemer, but officers traced her last phone call to the Jonesboro Eastern Valley area. Police say she is now back safe with her family. No word yet on why she went missing.
It was definitely a nail biter for both Alabama and Auburn fans Saturday, but the Tide ended up the victors for this year's Iron Bowl. The Tide beat the Tigers 55-44 in the highest scoring Iron Bowl ever. Alabama's win this year means the mayor of Auburn will have to pay up. Bill Ham Jr. and Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox each bet $100 on the game, but the money either going to an Auburn or Tuscaloosa charity selected by the mayors. This year, the money will go to the Tuscaloosa Pre-K Initiative.
Your time right now, 5:05. The threat of Ebola is falling here in the U.S.
But it continues to terrorize people in West Africa. Coming up, we'll tell you what part of an Alabama company is playing. Plus, police are working to identify a man killed while trying to cross Center Point Parkway over the weekend.
And later, the cost of Christmas is going up, and we're not talking about the presents, but the tree they sit under. And Mark Prater preparing your forecast for today. Get ready to not have to wear the thick coats. He'll let you know how long this warm weather is going to last.
And Jamie will have a look at your traffic. You're watching WIAT 42 News and Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
Need cash for the holidays? Can't wait on Santa? Then come to Title Max now. We're spreading holiday cheer with cold hard cash. With Title Max, get $1,000, $5,000, even $10,000. All it takes is a car title and a driver's license. Ho, ho, ho. Title Max gives you more cash at lower rates with fast approval. So why wait? Act now. Turn your car title into holiday cash at Title Max and you too will say, I got my title back with Title Max.
Discover all the naturally moisturizing flavors of Burt's Bees Lip Balm.
Did you get the chips for the party?
Nope.
Cheese plate?
Cheese plate. No, I made something better.
You use the oven?
Boom.
Pillsbury Crescents. Make the holidays pop.
No,
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me.
Warm and flaky in 15, everyone loves Pillsbury Grands.
Make dinner pop.
Mike's Local Law Firm, the Alabama Hammer, is a proud sponsor of WIAT 42 News.
Welcome back to Wake Up at 5:08. Hawaii officials have a close watch on the lava flow in Pahoa, Hawaii. It continues to move forward and take more ground as it spreads at 275 yards per day. The lava has been flowing since June 27th.
Now, speaking of June, it feels like June outside.
Yeah.
And you could say June, Christmas in June. It feels so warm. You know, Mark Prater sending things over to him. And, you know, what is with this warm up? This is not Christmas weather, Mark.
No, that's just part of being in the South, though.
That's
that happens, you know, from time to time. We'll get this mild, and it will certainly feel a little more like spring. And we've got a pretty decent stretch of mild weather ahead. Check out our forecast for today. This is what I'm tracking for you, as temperatures will go from lower 60s and upper 50s this morning right into the mid and upper 60s by the lunch hour. And then this afternoon, we'll hit a high of around 71 degrees. And it is mild in many spots this morning, but temperatures are starting to go down just a bit. 55 right now in Birmingham. It was just 58 a couple of moments ago. 58 now in Coleman, but down into Alex City, it's 49 degrees. We are dry this morning. We will likely stay that way, but an isolated sprinkle's not out of the question for today. I will be talking about that, as well as just what's ahead for the rest of the week and the weekend. The rain chances, they're not going away, but they're not necessarily going to have a huge impact in our forecast over the next several days. But I will explain all that and have much more coming up in a couple of minutes. Now let's check out the travel conditions across the area with Jamie.
Thanks, Mark. Well, that's good to know. Not hugely impacted by the rain. Let's hope we play it safe on the roads if that happens. But hey, isn't it hard to get back to work and school this morning after a great Thanksgiving and all that food? Well, it looks like a lot of people are already hitting the roads this morning. BJCC east view of downtown Birmingham. It looks like several folks on the roads this morning. But right now, no accidents, no major delays. So that's great news to report. Are you heading to the airport? If you are, here's what you can expect. From I-65 northbound, I-459 to I-2059, about a 9-minute commute, so you're looking good. From I-2059 eastbound to the airport, about a 4-minute commute, so you're spot on time this morning if you're heading there. Otherwise, if you're coming from farther away on I-59 from Academy Lane, about 17 minutes. Southbound on 65, about 13 minutes. And heading in the opposite direction on I-20, I-59, about 15 minutes from Moody Parkway. So everyone's spot on time this morning. Tuscaloosa's looking great as well, but we'll have the very latest on other drive times that you can expect this morning coming up in 10 minutes.
And thank you, Jamie. Time now is 5:10. 2 people are dead after a vehicle crash in Greene County. 73-year-old Fred Smith and 60-year-old Judith Smith, the Bessemer, were both killed when the ATV they were riding was hit by a Cadillac Escalade on Saturday. The accident happened on County Highway 20 north of Bolaji. The driver of the Escalade was not injured. State troopers are investigating the crash.
Birmingham police are investigating an accident where a man died after being hit by 3 vehicles Saturday night. Police say the man was attempting to cross Centerpoint Parkway North when he was first hit by an SUV that sped off. 2 other cars also hit the man but stayed at the scene until police arrived. Police did track down the driver of the SUV. The victim is believed to be in his 30s but has not yet been identified.
The Ebola scare is subsiding here in the United States, but an Alabama manufacturer is still trying to catch up with a high demand of orders for gear to protect against the disease. Dennis Sanders of Kapler Incorporated says the Gunnersville company has about 75,000 protective suits on back order. He says workers will stay busy filling orders through April. Kapler typically gets only a few orders annually for the type of suit needed by health workers who are in contact with Ebola patients. For all of our Ebola coverage, just head over to our website at WIAT.com.
Your time right now, 5:11. A child is reported missing 4 years ago.
This morning, he's back with his mother after police found him in a strange place. Plus, the cost of Christmas trees is up this year. We'll tell you why.
And later, the U.S. Supreme Court is about to hear a case against UPS filed by a former employee over her pregnancy. You're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
Oil Change and Tire Engineers. We believe in providing the highest quality automotive services available.
And we believe in providing our customers with the best value.
So come in now through December 8th and get a $70 reward card after submission when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires at your local Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers service centers.
Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers, trusted professionals.
Turn your car into cash. At Check Depot, your car is the only credit you need. Get $1,000 fast for minimum monthly payments of only $95. Drive into any of our 12 locations and drive away fast with cash and your car. Already have a title loan? Check Depot can show you how to trade up and get more cash at a better rate. Get $1,000 fast for only $95 a month. And we give you cash, not a check. Title loans? Yeah, we do that. Check Depot.
Okay, buddy, what's your favorite kind of Cheerios?
Honey Nut. But chocolate is my other favorite. But apple cinnamon is my favorite too. And fruity. Oh yeah, and frosted.
Okay, but what's your most favorite of all?
The kind I have with you.
Me too.
It's time to deck the halls with Royal Furniture. Use our immediate delivery and get your furniture before Christmas. Take 25% off all signature design by Ashley products. Or you can pick your own price for a living room with your choice of TVs. We have complete bedrooms with a queen bed, dresser, mirror, mattress, and foundation, plus a 51-inch TV for $15.99. Now with no interest financing for 60 months. Come in today and get your furniture before Christmas at Royal in Hoover and Trustful.
I'm the winner of this year's Super Show.
Coughing can really be disruptive.
$50 million.
That's why there's Delsum. Delsum helps silence coughs for a full 12 hours with an advanced time-release formula for all-day or all-night relief, up to twice as long as other cough liquids. So the only sounds you'll hear are the ones you want to hear. Delsum. Silence is relief. And now, for a limited time, try Delsum for free with mail-in rebate.
WIAT 42 News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
Time right now is 5:14. The Buckeye Nation is mourning after Columbus, Ohio police confirmed Ohio State senior defensive tackle Kostas Karageorge has been found dead. Police say they found the body of 22-year-old Kostas Karageorge in a dumpster near OSU. Investigators say Karageorge shot himself. The senior was last seen early Wednesday as he left his apartment. A manhunt began after he missed 2 practices. According to police, he sent a message to his mother before disappearing saying he's sorry for embarrassing the family. He blamed concussions.
A strange story out of Georgia this morning. A father was in court Sunday to face charges after his son was found hidden behind a fake wall in his home. His son was reported missing 4 years ago. Gregory Jean was denied bond after being charged with false imprisonment and cruelty to children. The boy's stepmother and 3 other juveniles were also charged. Investigators say the boy went missing after a visit to his father's home back in 2010. The 13-year-old was reunited with his mother this weekend. Police say he managed to get a hold of a cell phone and called his mother. She then called police and led them to her son, who they found behind that fake wall.
On one of the busiest travel days of the year, yesterday, someone called a bomb threat into New York's JFK airport. The caller said a plane coming from Spain had something suspicious on it. Turns out that caller was wrong. Passengers were evacuated after a dog searched the plane and an all clear was given. And look at these lines. This is what it looked like at Sunday, looked like Sunday at Chicago's Midway International Airport. Across the country, more than 2.5 million people were expected to take to the skies, but some ended up getting stuck. More than 1,800 flights were delayed and more than 150 were canceled altogether.
Well, besides shopping and watching football, did you spend Thanksgiving weekend putting up your Christmas decorations or searching for the perfect tree? Be prepared to pay more this year. Christmas tree growers are raising their prices. That's because demand is down. It seems more and more people are choosing artificial trees over the real deal, like my good friend Natalie Tejeda.
I am an offender. I have an artificial tree.
You're an offender.
I am an offender. I have an artificial tree, and it's easy for me. You just plink, plink, put it together and,
now, don't feel
plug
bad.
it in.
You're not the only one who's artificial. This guy over here, fake as can be.
The fakest guy over here in our studio.
I'm fully artificial. nothing normal about me. So we've got such warm weather. It's hard to get out and get excited about getting a tree right now. But it is going to get cool again. So hang in there. It's just not going to happen immediately. Let's start off with our view, though, over downtown Birmingham. Fog is not a problem, but there are some clouds and some areas where fog is a bit patchy. Now, we're close. Look at the temperature, 55 degrees with a dew point of 54. When those two match and the humidity hits 100%, that's when we'll start to see some of the fog developing. There's still time for some of that to happen. 61 this morning at 7 o'clock, then 67 by the lunch hour. Notice cloud cover will be in place. A little bit of sunshine by the afternoon. Our temperatures across the region this morning, though, range from upper 40s in East Alabama to mid and upper 50s now around the Birmingham metro area, back up into Coleman. Jasper right now at 52. There's no rain across the state at this point. We are dry. All of the showers are back out towards the west across West Tennessee as well as into Arkansas. That area is shifting towards the east. It's possible that we have an isolated sprinkle or two in places like Hamilton, back over to Double Springs, maybe even into the Shoals, but that would be about it. The rest of us will stay dry this morning, although the atmosphere is helping to make it feel a bit damp. There is a frontal boundary just to our north and west, and that is what is prompting the showers at this point across West Tennessee. That low pressure will stay at least attached to the frontal boundary as it moves towards the east. This is by tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, cloudy, could have a passing shower or sprinkle, and that's about it. Not a whole lot in the way of decent rainfall chances across the region, though. You'll see tomorrow by 5 o'clock, cloud cover. It will give way to a little sunshine, just not a whole lot. Cloud cover is going to be persistent right through our Wednesday as well, so just not a whole lot of crystal clear blue skies that we have enjoyed in the past couple of weeks. The only problem is along with that blue sky condition usually means very dry, cold, dense air. Well, the colder air is not really going to have an opportunity to move this far south this go-around. As we get into Wednesday and Thursday, notice all the colder air is to the north of us. We will stay in the more tropical sector and then back into the 70s again by the end of the week. So it's just not going to really change a whole lot here locally. Morning fog, mostly cloudy and mild. 71 is the forecasted high I have. Here's your extended forecast. Temperatures, they will cool down a bit by Wednesday, and then we're headed back up into the upper 60s. Chance of a few scattered showers in here later into the week. And then this weekend, highs into the mid 60s. Jamie?
Thanks, Mark. Hey, let's take another live look right now. This is downtown Birmingham. This is the opposite direction we showed you earlier. This is BJCC Westview. And again, a lot of you hitting the roads early this morning. I don't know if you procrastinated going home from the holidays or what, but a lot of folks on the road, it looks like, especially for this hour and it being so early. Let's take a look at what conditions are like, though. Again, no accidents, no major delays, and we do like reporting good news like that. Hopefully it stays that way. Right now, the most congested areas we usually see, Highway 280, about a 12-minute commute right now, so not too bad. Around Summit Boulevard, folks are traveling about 45 miles per hour. We'll break down drive times on Highway 31 as well as northbound on 65 coming up in about 10 minutes. Stay.
Thank you, Jamie. Time now 5:20. Darren Wilson is off the force this morning.
Coming up, we'll tell you why the former Ferguson police officer resigned. Plus, Alabama will play for the SEC championship once again, but this time tickets won't cause you to break the bank.
But first, a doctor told her 7 years ago not to lift anything over 20 pounds. Now she's the face of a Supreme Court case fighting for women's rights. You're watching Wake Up Alabama with coverage you can count on.
IAT 42 News, coverage you can count on, means
delivering breaking news that matters to you live as it's happening, bringing you important news from where you live, investigating what's happening, why it happened, and how it affects your family.
Giving you news that's straightforward and to the point. Asking the tough questions to get you answers.
It's coverage you can count on. WIAT 42 News.
Dying to see what's underneath?
Yeah!
All my gorgeous new furniture designs. Have it in your home by tomorrow, because it's rooms to go. It just looks like $1 million.
Whatever your holiday destination, make it a safe one with Hatfield Auto Parts and Service. Family owned since 1958, conveniently located in downtown Homewood, and a proud holiday helper. For more information and a chance to win a prize pack, visit WIAT.com. Wake Up Alabama is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation. Your support facilitates cutting-edge research in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS. Visit tjmartell.org. Ziegler Meats is proud to sponsor today's Pledge of Allegiance. news, go to WIAT.com. Today's Pledge of Allegiance, sponsored by Ziegler Meats.
How do I like my Ziegler Red Hots? I split them and put them in a hot skillet and I fry them. Delicious.
How do I like my Ziegler Red Hots? I like them boiled, dropping them in one link at a time. Delicious.
How do I like my Ziegler Red Hots? I drop them on the grill until they pop. Delicious.
The WIAT Storm Trackers, weather coverage you can count on.
The most magical bed of your dreams shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. Only $5.99. No, my favorite shoes. It's not magic. It's rooms to go.
Trent Butler, WIAT 42 News, coverage you can count on.
We are continuing our coverage this morning on rampant national media reports that UAB is poised to fire Athletic Director Brian Mackin and could announce the suspension of its football program as early as this week. Now, joining me this morning, Garland Reeves from the class of 1975. Thank you for joining us.
Well, glad to be here.
I know this is something that's important to you. You were out there yesterday with the rally situation. Why is it so important to you personally that UAB football remains intact?
Well, I've invested a lot of time, money, and enthusiasm in the program. We used to go out and watch them even when they were a D3 team. We caught a few of those games, and so I've been there through the times when they were playing well and the times when they were playing not so well. And to see the team come back like it has this year and play very well and see the enthusiasm of the players, it becomes part of you, just like it was before Alabama, Auburn, or any place else. So it gives us something to latch on to and to root for.
Do you think the problem could be solved, in your opinion, if UAB had its own board of trustees?
Well, I don't know if that would be true or not, but it's certainly a possibility. One thing is certain, the UAB needs better representation on the board of trustees. Right now, it looks like we're sort of the red-headed stepchild. We don't get much respect from the board of trustees, at least as far as the athletic programs go.
Right. In your opinion, as you look at the situation and having been associated with UAB as long as you have, if they were to lose football, how would that impact the university?
It hurts. It hurts all across the board. Football is probably the most watched, most important sport in the United States. So if you're going to be recognized across the board, you need a football team. Even Harvard has a football team, and they don't need it for the academics. But every Troy has a football team, Samford has a football team. So from that standpoint, it gives the fans and the alumni and the students something to rally around that's bigger probably than any other sport.
Gotcha. Finally, quickly, if you could speak to those who are making decisions, what would you say? You know, the argument has been that it's losing money, it's not feasible to keep the football program. That's what's been reported. What would you say to those making decisions?
Well, I would say that it probably can. It may never make money. I don't think any football program, if you really sit down there and analyze, and even Alabama, where they purportedly make more money, but when you figure in the cost of the stadium and the other things, and what's taken out of the academic funds of support, you don't really make money. It's about more than just money. And if Samford can afford the football, if Troy can afford football, if South Alabama can afford football, surely UAB can afford football.
All right, Garland Reeves, thanks for coming in this morning and sharing your take on the UAB situation. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, back over to you.
Time now is 5:27. Today on Wall Street, the Dow will open up a half a point at 17,828. The Nasdaq will open up 4 points at 4,791, and the S&P 500 will open down 5 points at 2,067. Open enrollment for insurance under the Affordable Care Act continues through February 15th, but it can be a lot to go through on your own. So Help in Birmingham is coming to a library near you. Trained officials with local nonprofit Birmingham Healthcare will lead 3 separate sessions over the next 2 days. Today they'll be at Pratt City Library on Dugan Avenue from 10 until 1. The Smithfield Library will hold a session this afternoon from 1:30 until 3 p.m. Tomorrow, those in West Birmingham can stop by the 5 Points West Library Branch from 9 until 11:30 a.m.
A law to give the parents the power to move their children out of failing school districts will go before the Alabama Supreme Court later this week. The Alabama Accountability Act was ruled unconstitutional in May. The reason the judge in the case ruled the law violates the constitutional prohibition of using public funds for private education. The Accountability Act offers a tax credit to low-income families in failing school districts to help pay the cost of private schools.
UPS delivery drivers who are pregnant will soon have the option of switching to light-duty positions, but that won't help one woman who's fought for 7 years for the right to do so. Peggy Young sued UPS for discriminating against pregnant women after being told in 2009 that the company didn't offer light-duty assignments for pregnant women. Her case will be argued before the Supreme Court on Wednesday. In 2009, Young was under doctor's orders to not lift anything over 20 pounds. She tells the Associated Press that she had to leave her job, foregoing pay and health benefits for the duration of her pregnancy.
I don't want my two daughters, when they decide to start their families, that they have to choose between having a baby and supporting their families.
UPS spokeswoman Kara Gerhardt Ross says the company has the law on their side. Ross says that, quote, UPS did not intentionally discriminate. She says the company recently updated workplace policies to, quote, attain